But that article about Tom Araya being on that Alice in Chains track. So how well do you know that record, Dirt? Did you listen to it at all? Was it an album you were
No,
into?
I mean, I don't know the album itself, but I know a lot of songs on the album.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I'm like, holy cow, I don't think anyone knows that Tom's on that album.
No. So, okay, to give people kind of the background, there's a track on the Dirt record called I always knew it as Iron Gland because it's not a song. It's like one of those like a skit track or like a filler track.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the song he's like, I am Iron Gland. Like it sounds like they're like kind of mocking Iron Man,
right,
at Black Sabbath a little bit. But apparently one of the voices on that track is Tom Araya of Slayer, which if you listen to it now, like I can kind of hear his voice in it.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like such a cool little.
Yeah. After I saw the article, I checked it out and listened to the song and I'm like, oh yeah, I hear Tom there. But
yeah.
But I just think it's funny. Like it hasn't really been that public, I don't think, for 30 years.
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting that I didn't know reading that article you sent is the song itself is like known by a bunch of different names. I always knew it as Iron Gland because I think that's what it said on the CD I had.
Okay.
On the track listing, but they're saying in that article that it's kind of like got a bunch of different names, like Untitled on some printings.
Yeah, if you go on Spotify, it's just listed Untitled.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. I think on the I'm almost positive I should like go dig it up, but I have a CD of Dirt. I should go see what it says on there. I'm pretty sure it says Iron Gland.
Well, and apparently Tom's in the credits and everything too in the liner notes.
The liner notes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I wonder because I was totally one of those kids who would buy a CD and sit and read the liner notes. But I think with Dirt, I had it on cassette and maybe I just didn't.
Oh, well, and didn't you say a while back, like you didn't get into Slayer until a little bit later? So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So if you were reading that in 92, and didn't get into Slayer until a few years later or something, that makes sense you'd miss it.
Yeah, totally. I might have just not even, I probably just glossed over it. I probably saw the name and didn't even think about it.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was really interesting.
Definitely.
And it's unusual to have like, your thrash metal bands cross over into grunge at that time.
Yeah. Well, Alice in Chains, though, were a pretty notorious, like they toured with all the metal bands. If you watch, like I was obviously like a huge Pantera kid. And Pantera has these vulgar video or like basically the behind the scenes videos that they put together because Daryl always had a camcorder. So they put out, I think 3 of these Pantera like home videos, like a home video. And if you watch those, Alice in Chains is in all of them. Like they're heavily, like they're in there drinking with Pantera, like hardcore. So it's like of all the grunge bands, I think they were one of the ones that those videos are so cool, like to watch now, even because like guys like Billy Corgan are in them, Marilyn Manson. There's a scene where Phil Anselmo shaves Tommy Lee's head in one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like they're cool videos, but they're also like they're hardcore. They're like they have like footage of people puking, like naked strippers all over the place. And there's one scene in one of them where Phil's like jumping on a bed and you can see his dick flop up. Like
back when rock stars were rock stars.
Yeah, it's like they were partying. It's funny too because I talked to Kenny from Typo Negative, and I need to actually cut this out into like one of our like shorts or reels. But he talks a little bit about that era because Typo toured with Pantera in that era, and he was like, "Oh man," he's like, "I don't know how Daryl did it." Like he's like him and Rita were rolling on E like every day, and just drinking like crazy and like.
Wow.
And he kind of ends that whole story like somberly. He's like, yeah, the people who kept doing that aren't with us anymore. And so, yeah.
Well, any listeners who are Alice in Chains fans, go dig up your Dirt album and check that out.
Tom Araya of Slayer, guest appearance on Dirt.